Beginning in landscape photography can sometimes be a daunting task. With a few easy steps, you can be well on your way to creating your own style and vision in your photography. Hey everyone, welcome back. Appreciate you joining me again this week. Getting out to just shoot is a great way to get in and learn landscape photography, or any type of photography for that matter. There's always a ton of terminology, definitely a ton of gear, reviews, opinions, and even somebody like me telling you this is the way you do it. There's also some nuance to it as well. I recently saw a discussion on another photographer's channel about how to pronounce this. So is it ISO or is it ISO? It's definitely an interesting debate, so I'd like to know in the comments what you think about that. Is it ISO or is it ISO? Yeah, I definitely want to hear what you guys think about that. So let's get to some tips. These tips are applicable to not only beginners but veterans as well. Maybe it's a refresher on this. These tips can be broken down into a few different categories. I'll go through each one of these categories and we'll take this journey together. The first category is going to be light. Learn how to use natural light, and by using natural light, learn how it behaves or even misbehaves. There's no setup required for this. You go out and you can just see how the light is interacting with objects in your scene, or even part of your landscape or the landscape as a whole. It will look different at different times of day, so make sure to go see how that light behaves at those different times of day. But like I said, there's no setup involved in this, and it's real easy to get out there and learn those basic concepts of light. So the next tip is going to be about your settings. Knowing how the exposure triangle works and all the different settings that go into creating a perfect exposure will help you along the way of being able to create great photos. If you're still starting out and you're shooting in automatic, take a look at the EXIF files or the EXIF data on your photos. That will tell you the ISO or ISO that your camera used, the aperture setting that it used, and the shutter speed that it used. You can see how, if you change those in manual mode, how it changes your photo and how it changes your scene a little bit. So keep that in mind. If you're still shooting in automatic or creative mode, try shooting it in a manual mode with those settings and adjusting those settings. You can learn how your settings interact with each other and how they can enhance your photos. So make sure you experiment with your settings and make sure that you see what your settings do along the way. The next tip is going to be based on composition. Composition is really what makes your photo interesting for your viewer. Composition is also how you can tell your story or story of the photo to your viewer. It leads you through the photo, it helps you create that focus all through your composition. So start learning and getting experience with some of those compositional techniques. I would suggest you definitely start with the rule of thirds. That way you can start learning that basic rule and start creating your compositions along that. Once you get good at using that compositional technique, then you can start kind of changing things up a little bit and getting creative with it. From there you can shoot higher, you could shoot lower, maybe shoot from a funny angle. You know, try out different things with your composition. Once you learn that rule, then you can start learning how to apply it and even how to break the rule. Once you get beyond that, then you start learning about other compositional techniques like your golden ratio or your leading lines or creating abstract shapes within your photos. So composition really helps tell your story, and that's a good way to start and bring your viewer in. So the last tip that I'm going to give you is actually a term that I took from kind of the business industry, or basically from my career, is going to be the soft skills. The soft skills in photography are going to be outside of the technicals and technique that you're going to use to generate your photos. The soft skills are going to be, behaviors that you have while you're out taking and creating your photos. The first of which is going to be go out and take a lot of photos, but take your time doing it. It's okay to work on a particular composition or a particular setting for a long time. You can show your progress by doing that with each photo that you take. The second part of that, take notes. You find a good spot or you find something that works for you, write it down. I carry with me a notebook with a pen all the time when I go out. Having that notebook and a pen, and actually I keep a little ruler in there with it, having a notebook and pen with me allows me the ability to say, oh wow, this is a really cool spot at this time of day, let me write that down. Or if you're out, if you're getting into wildlife photography, you can start taking notes on those different animals' behaviors to help learn the best times to go take those photos. So being able to document your trips and your excursions is definitely beneficial because you can learn from that over time. The last part of this is going to be to have fun. Having fun is probably the most crucial part of photography. It's a great hobby, it's a great business. If you're not having fun doing it, you're not going to progress. So if you go out and you have fun, you find cool new spots, you see cool new subjects, or even cool new times of the day and different scenes that you can create, have fun doing it. Because without that, if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to stick with it. So like I said, make sure to have fun when you're doing it. So that's about it. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey. I hope you learned something along the way, whether you're a beginner or a veteran. I really do appreciate you watching. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you have anything that you picked up from this or if you have any other suggestions to go with it. Also make sure to comment and let me know where you stand on the debate between ISO and ISO. I'm really curious to see what everybody thinks about that. So like I said, I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and like I said, get out and shoot, have a good time. Thank you very much for watching. Happy shooting.